I'm Kevin Gillespie, a chef with a passion for fresh, delicious food and the stories of the people it brings together. At food co-ops across the country, come discover what makes them stronger together. The efforts of farmers are so important to the future generations of consumers, but they're only important if there's somewhere for that food to go. And the amazing thing about the Sacramento Co-op is that there's a home for all of this.
It's tomato season right now, and Sacramento's nickname is Saca Tomato because we grow so many tomatoes here.
That's awesome.
I would say 80% of our stuff from the department comes from our local farms within 200 miles of the store.
You know, as strange as it may seem, you can walk out your back door and be like, hey, look at that growing, and then never find it on the shelf of the store anywhere. And
yeah.
You guys, it looks like, have done a really great job of making sure that that's not the case here, that you're stocking stuff that's coming from as locally as possible, and a lot of it super local.
That's what co-ops are all about too, pumping the local economy.
Right.
And through our One Farm at a Time program, it's kind of cooperative economics too.
One Farm at a Time is a collaborative project between the Davis Food Co-op, the Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op, Good Humus Produce, the Twin Pines Cooperative Foundation. It's a new way of thinking about sustainability. You know, it's not just about preserving the air and the land and the water, but the lifestyles of farmers who need to be able to afford to farm for a living, which is hard to do when the land is worth more to a developer.
You can support it through your purchasing, through these little piggy banks at their registers.
We know that there's this concern about disappearing farmland. One of the ways that we're working on making it happen besides just merchandise is that we've partnered with several different vendors who are donating a percentage of their sales to the One Farm at a Time cause. And, you know, every little bit adds up.
This is a co-op working with other co-ops to support another co-op.
Yeah, well, Equal Exchange and Pachamama are both coffee co-ops. They work with cooperative growers in Central and South America, and you know, technically they're in competition with each other, but as they're both co-ops and they're both supporting this project, we think of it more as co-opetition.
Co-opetition. I think that's going to be a new coin term. I like that. What are we trying here?
Guatemala.
Guatemala.
This is a Guatemalan single origin coffee. Pachamama is a farmer-owned cooperative. We're based here in Davis. We started about 5 years ago, and the company is entirely owned by the farmers that produce the coffee. We donate a portion of the sales to One Farm at a Time. It's really about maintaining a small-scale agriculture that we're losing.
If we want to make sure that we're going to have these farms in the future, we have to make sure that we invest in them as the people who are eating the food.
The really important thing for me is this farm continues to be a producing working farm that feeds people.
Well, it seems like it's been a pretty successful journey so far, and I'm sure there's so much more to go. Seeing this One Farm at a Time thing really come to fruition.
What we're trying to work with is finding these small farms that are good working farms, and let's press the save button.
We love local food, you know, and there's a great local food movement now, but for me even, it was a disconnect between like making sure we have this food and making sure that the places that it's coming from are sustained.
We've been talking about this One Farm at a Time thing now for a while. You guys are donating part of your proceeds to that as well, aren't you?
We are, actually, yeah. We feel like it's sort of a continuation of what we do with international farmers.
For people who don't really know a lot about Equal Exchange, what is Equal Exchange all about?
We are all about small-scale farmers, basically. Paying them a price that allows them to make up cost of living, put food on the table, get out of abject poverty. Our whole goal, right, is like co-op to co-op, let's make this co-ops matter. I mean, where else are you going to go besides a co-op that's going to have a program like One Farm at a Time, right, that says we value local farmland?
One Farm at a Time is a great example of so many different entities coming together. You know, that idea that a successful future relies upon the success of us all, not just one or two of us.